Unong thawain ka All India Trinamool Congress na mausan ramba HM Shangpliang ulapan pau jing pitari ya ka jing keno kala ki parlok MLA ki waidon lang mensua ka seng Congress khamtam yo MLA kamolai ba piti saukme habai simenta ha kamal itai kerpang ha kasi balai ka dorbar mang tengka ka yeng dorbar thawain ka jala megalia ha ka pratrik luber arjar arpuan halor ka kami penbai puat ha pedeng ka jala megalia bat asam ka badang ya chakmat menta uni nong thawain luong ba nriu penai mensua o MLA kamolai ulara ya ka ju kamat persya ek sarkar halor ka kampen baik kapun dak ba ong ba mentapat u MLA kamolai lonra ekimat ekren ki ba mi hab bat persang ban keno kalai ki jing persang ju ki sarkar barim ki ba wat umrang ba konrat ki sang mau la sim jing itu bat ai ko blai halor ki benta jing kam ban pen baik kapun.
Well, sir, to start with, I would like to express my anguish on the manner that this whole debate has been taken into by our colleague, the MLA from Maulai, Sri P.T. Saukami. Just 6 months back, sir, I remember the same member from Maulai had raising issues against the government on the whole border and interstate issues when we had also debated together. But sir, today I'm anguished because he raised certain issues which were slightly disturbing, unacceptable to us, because he ridiculed the efforts of the previous governments, which were personally acknowledged by the Honorable Chief Minister yesterday when he made the statement on the floor of the House. We remember yesterday the Honorable Chief Minister had praised the previous governments, he had praised the chief secretaries, he had praised all the officers who were involved in this whole process. And today we hear only praises about the present government. Sir, the honorable member also ridiculed the proceedings of the previous houses. We have had tall leaders like late Bahoping Stone Lingdo, tall leaders like Bibi Lingdo, particularly Bahoping Stone Lingdo, who has been pioneering on this border issue throughout his term as an MLA, sir. So this is not fair. Ridiculing the leadership of our founding fathers on the creation and the whole process. So this whole process started very seriously since 2011. Let us admit it. Let us admit that this whole process actually started in 2011 under the Chief Ministership of Dr. Mukul Sangma. And that is when the whole exercise really got started. Prior to that, there were intermittent meetings here and there, like somebody said, over a cup of tea and all that. But post 2011, the actual exercise got started. The then Chief Minister, Dr. Mukul Sangma, had actually had to revamp the whole revenue department, the whole land records department, the whole survey department, and we all know that yes, the actual process started from there. If it was so easy, like we heard that in 6 months' time the present government has done so much to the extent that it is ready to sign an agreement. If this whole process was easy, this could have been completed long time back. It is not that easy. I appreciate the present government under the leadership of Mr. Conrad Sangma, things have happened, yes. It has happened because of the long-drawn efforts that has been put in by previous governments. And let us all collectively have a hand in this whole process. We all have a hand in this whole process. It is not fair just to say, oh, the present government has done everything during this present government. I don't envy. And the honorable member also said that we were idle. It's not fair, sir. It was lying idle. So therefore, sir, let me come to the point here. Sir, well, let me bring some facts. What had happened, sir? There was a public hearing on the borders of Ribhoi. Honorable Deputy Chief Minister was present there. The Honorable Minister from Assam was also present there. So a traditional head wanted to express his opinion. He wanted to give his views on that particular moment. He was snubbed by the minister from Assam. Is that a public hearing, sir? He was snubbed. He was asked to keep his mouth shut. Is that a public hearing, sir? So therefore, sir, we need to introspect. We need to introspect in this whole exercise. We appreciate what the Chief Minister and the other 5 ministers under their own respective committees have done. We sincerely appreciate, but we want to be part of it. In the sense like, we are kept in the dark until yesterday when the Honorable Chief Minister called a meeting of all the parties and said, well, this is what it is. I'm ready to take this whole paper to Delhi.
Honorable Member, please take your seat. May I know the man of the mover, like how long you will take?
I'll just take another 5 minutes.
5 minutes. So under Rule 11 of the Rules of Procedure and Conduct of Business of this August House, since it's already 2 o'clock now, I'll extend the House for another 5 minutes.
Thank you, sir. So therefore, sir, I would like to say that the Honorable Chief Minister and the Cabinet have done their diligence. Well, we are very much on board with the whole exercise. But what we wanted from our side is, give us some more time. Let us have a discussion. Please hold on. Please hold on. Let us have a discussion further. I'm just putting a word of caution here, sir. A word of caution is this, that considering that there are traditional heads who have not been able to give their views on this most important matter, which is going to be a historic chapter in the history of the state, I am afraid, with a caution, that we may be swarmed by people from the plains in this whole border area, particularly in those areas where we are going to transfer the land to Assam. Those land which are going to Assam, I'm very 100% sure will be swarmed by all the people from the plains, and our small people who are sitting in those areas will become minorities, and they'll be driven out of these places. That is why we said, let us create, or let us examine, and let us go a bit slowly and see how best we can provide to the people of the state with a lot of security to be given to them. With these few words, sir, thank you very much, sir.
Nakaliang ba piti sauk me amli kamolai bai simenta hakani kamat yatai kerpang dak wapen pau boy letre lang bat babon kinong ilam haki por bladap uloong bahaman kidor bar ka jikren yakari kamat kakut kajubab ban examen ban yekren bat kasorkar India ne ban yedisha.
It is my duty to support the Honorable Chief Minister that you have taken this issue very seriously. Also, it is my duty to expend my support to Deputy Chief Minister, Chairman of one regional committee. He headed the committee from Riboy district. Then Mr. Sngam Hadekar, indeed the Chairman of regional committee from Jawai. Then also would like to extend my thanks to Mr. Rinik Ton Lingdo Tongper, Chairman of regional committee from Nongstoin. So I also like to also extend my thanks to all the members of the committee, which was constituted by the government. That in the matter of a few months, they have already moved for this idea how to solve the border issue. Mr. Chairman, sir, the issue of border is a very complex, fragile, sensitive. We deal with the emotion, the sentiment of the people of the border area. So for the long time that this issue is hanging in the air. Now we have attained over 50 years of our state. I may say that this is the first time in the history of the 50 years that the present government, they have to take a bold decision. Why not we do something? 50 years. Why not we put this issue at the back benches? Why not we settle this matter once and for all? I have to appreciate the Honorable Chief Minister because of his commitment of settle of this issue once and for all. And I'm sure that this issue, understand, sir, like already said, the General Committee have already on the ground meeting with people, asking people, holding up for a meeting after meeting, asking about them, what about the feeling of the people on the ground. It doesn't mean that this committee have already been taking a decision in the Secretariat itself. On this, also taking the decision in the Secret House, if it is a Ribhoy, if it is a Giant Hills, if it is a West Castle. It doesn't mean that only the Secret House itself, they take a decision that we go. That these areas will go to Assam. That areas for Assam will come. It's not like that. It is only the meeting. So if you look at the history of this regional committee, we have to appreciate. Till today, people in the border area are support. That is the number one. Till today, many people in the state and users support. We support. Everybody support. Because when we talk about these issues, I have been in the floor in the house and worked with many leaders. Then leaders, I have respect to the then leaders. I worked together with the late Bibi Lingdo, Mr. Didi Lapang, late Dr. Khong Lam, late E.K. Maulong, Mr. G.D. Rambai, late Dr. Don Kupar Roy, late Don Kupar Roy, then the present with Dr. Mukul Sangma, even the present Conrad K. Sangma. Many leaders have already been worked together. But I may say that from my side, though that I have respect. Respect to leaders was still in the mind how to solve. I know that Honorable Leader Opposition for the last 8 years, he had been in the government, running the government. Even he have been many years have been together with many leaders who lead him into the state, and he knew better about the condition of the border issue. But sir, like I've already said, why don't we give a chance to the present Chief Minister to go ahead? I urge the Honorable Chief Minister and also that the present government should move on. The word hold on should be move on. We would like to settle this matter once and for all for the interest of the state at large. So when we're talking about the border issues, sir, so when we're talking about this issue, I'm not sure that you have been long here. You have been working even with the then former Chief Minister Dr. Mukul Sangma and others. You have been explaining in the House. In every session, the issue of border, it will come out. If it is it's a way of question, it is a way in a motion, it is a way in a resolution, if it is in the way of a special motion, every session. But what we experience, people like you and me, we experience in the House, that has become normal. Normal reply. We'll examine. We'll take the matter. We'll meet with government of India. We'll meet with a counterpart. We'll have a cup of tea. Sit at the table. That type of a question, that answer, we have already been experienced many times. So, but now when we have the time of settlement, it is I may say that the present government have to move. So the present legislators, sometimes we feel when the people of the state only the mere issue of border, mere issue of border, you take 50 years, where we have touched, where we have started, where we have a deal of this matter. People talking is that when, especially nowadays in the social media, when we're talking anything, people said, even the border also you cannot do anything. How you expect? But sir, now the matter has come in the stage that the Honorable Chief Minister would like to solve this issue. We have to understand when this issue is solved, it is not the benefit of the present Chief Minister. It is not the benefit of his family. It is not the benefit of his party. Benefit for the people of the state at large, sir. It is our benefit. We understand, sir, about this issue. Like already said, it is very important that we should move ahead. Out of 12 areas of different, the present government, along with the counterpart of Assam, they decided, why not go on at the beginning 6, experience with 6 first. Then another 6 will become later. If not the 6, we cannot solve. How we expect about others? That's the reason why, sir, I support the present government led by Khluit Sama, and I'm sure that this matter could be settled at once and for all. So the expectation of the people of the state, now like I've already said, now we have attained 50 years of statehood. Let we do something for the betterment of the state and solve this issue. It is important that all of us, all 60s MLAs, that we have to be together on board on this issue. It doesn't mean that only because you understand in democracy, because the present government, they have the number, they have the mandate. Let me give a chance to lead. Others also, sir. My request to others, let me work for the betterment of the people of the city at large.
Ka Dr. Amprin Lingdo, kabalay si mentalang hakani kamat yatay kerpang, kalakentu ya kayeng dorbar ban kiar na kabay ikran da kiwe pat kibenta halo kamat ikran kaput, da kabay ro yung mentirang ba konrad ki sangma, kaloong ba khatdu kadon kesorkar kaboong ban yatay lang badbaro kibay dan benta.
I must place on record my sincerest appreciation to the Honorable Chief Minister for having had the courage and the maturity to take on the continuous disturbances that have been occurring in our border areas for as long as I have been born. Very disturbing, sir, when the state of Meghalaya, 50 years of statehood, we don't even have a designated official map. And finally, we have a government that is saying we will take on board all important stakeholders. So 22 exhaustive field trips, interactions, meetings, consultations, Not one stakeholder has been left out of the board. Everybody was brought onto a same page, and through 26 important dialogues and discussions, there was a final MOU of settlement. Now that is historical. So we understand that there will be all kinds of interpretations of all kinds of usages of words on the floor of this august house. Rush, helpless, these are all negative words. Why would someone not be in a rush after being 50 years old to not even have a pata of one's own home? It would be disastrous for me as a mother. At 50 years of age, having built a house in my land and telling my kids that, look here, none of you have rights to claim this land because I don't even have a pata. So this is a bigger perspective of things. So we are not helpless. 2 of our MLAs also joined the regional committees. And we've been in consultation with them. We've been in communication with them. They represented the 5 of us who all could not be part of the active dialoguing. Because, sir, it is difficult to call everybody to all meetings, wherever the locations are. We were happy that this government recognized the 2 MLAs in these 2 key locations, West Khas Hills and Ribhoi. And I stand by the commitment made by these 2 members in the regional committees, who themselves, by the way, Chairman, sir, had engaged actively in all of these meetings that were called. They were not meetings of having simple tea and lunch. They were meetings which were very, very livid, very, full of exchange of words. There was nothing that was simple in any of these dialoguing meetings. And in fact, every stakeholder was given ample opportunity to actually place before the committees their stand on the matter of border dispute. So we have tried several other formulas in the past. There's no doubt that a learned and experienced individual like the Honorable Leader of Opposition, he was also talking about this discourse of how history alone maybe cannot be the only way to actually fighting for land and demarcation of states. So therefore, this government has done the correct thing. It has done the right thing where it has gone to the border to discuss with the people living in the border. For a person like me who lives in Shillong City, I will not have any idea as to where all of these locations are, except that I did look them up in the map when I was aware of this border dialogue that was going on. But let me tell you, the people of those regions actually put in a lot of effort to be heard. In one of the reports I had read, that actually people went to Assam and cancelled their epics and decided on their own that they wanted to be with Meghalaya and decided to keep the epic of the state of Meghalaya. That was the kind of active discussion that was going on the ground. So the word ethnicity is very, very difficult to really to define specifically. What is ethnic to me may seem unethical or unethnic to somebody else. So I believe that this exhaustive exercise that was inclusive in its nature and initiated by this government should be something that all 60 MLAs sign on with.